used as the final track on episode 1, series 3 of Afterlife. When I first heard that, I only heard that like a couple of years ago, and as soon as that lyric kicked in, "Can I go back there, back to the beginning?" I knew I had to use it where I used it. It just seemed to fit so well that he just wanted it to start over again, and he couldn't. Hello, welcome to some more absolute bollocks. Well, I can't thank you enough. I've never had a reaction like it. I think series 3 is going to be the biggest of all of them. I mean, if the first 2 series got 100 million views, I from the Twitter reaction and the press reaction and people on the street, this seems like it's gone through the roof. It seems that everyone who's watched the first 2 watched this and watched it fast, binge watched it in the first day or week, and some people are discovering it. So beauty of Netflix. No, they grow as well, don't they? So they've got like 215 million now. I think when I first started with them, they had about 80 million worldwide. So they grow, word of mouth. Lots of people watch the first 2 seasons again just to remind themselves about it. So yeah, you've played a blinder. The music, they've put 50 songs. They, being Netflix, they've put the 50 songs I chose for the all 3 series on Spotify. I also did a little programme on BBC, I think BBC Sounds iPlayer mixtape, where I chose, I think 8 or 10 tracks that sort of meant something to me and to the programme. So check that out. I think someone put that on YouTube. I mean, it's amazing, the community. I've never had so many tweets to deal with, and retweets, all the little virals, and like, it's mad. It's just, clips get tens of millions. The clips get more than TV shows. Thanks to you. Right. So yeah, thank you. And thank you everyone that left nice 10-star ratings on IMDb. Keep that coming. That's great. Yeah, I can't thank you enough. Leopold and Loveday. Tony seems to find his purpose in Afterlife 3. What do you see your primary purpose for this life to be? Well, I know what you're asking. It's always been to make the most of it, and we're just big blobs of meat that have to experience everything we can. We're experience machines. You know, everyone's quest is to feel good. And sometimes and Tony finds that he only feels good now. He tried everything. Tried violence, drugs, drink. And the only thing that, no spoilers, but he found the only thing he can feel good is to make someone else feel good. And that's obviously should be everyone's purpose. I mean, I think mine, if I had one like that, would be animal welfare. That's what I want to do, really. I always have, but I've got more power to do it now, and that'd be my proudest legacy on my gravestone. You know, animal activist would probably trump comedian. Yeah, Gunnar, can you say some nice words for the passing of our car, Allison? So that's a dog asking me to say some nice words about the death of a car called Allison. So that's where we've got to. I think, never mind my comedy or my animal activist, but I think I should get an award for talking to cats and dogs on Twitter. I've said it before, you will not get fucking George Clooney doing this shit. And I stand by that. Well, I'm very sorry about the death of your car, Gunnar. R.I.P. Allison, the car. I want to keep saying that so people don't think I'm actually talking about a person. I'm being laughing on flipping. If they just tuned in and I'm laughing about the death of Allison. Allison is a car, okay? And an animal. And Gunnar is a dog. So let's get that clear straight away. Good. Lorraine, where did the inspiration come from our... Mind you, I've got millions of questions as well. I'll try and leave it as late as I can, so some people don't get the chat. So I'm not going to get to all of them. So I apologise already. I might sort of conflate some to give you like a frequently asked questions because I can't answer everyone. But right, the inspiration for Afterlife came. I was on tour about 2017, and I remember I felt guilty because I was only like working an hour a night. I mean, I was playing arenas, but I thought I've got my days free, so I should do a new show. And it was around the time of like everyone being scared about saying stuff, like on Twitter or getting cancelled or getting fired from their job for having an opinion. And I just thought, oh, that's terrible. But you know, you get it. I mean, people are scared to say something. What if they weren't scared? What if they didn't care? Well, you know, but you do care. You care about the consequences. You care about losing your job or being unpopular. I said, what if you didn't? What if you didn't care about the consequences? What, like you were gonna die or something? Yeah. What if you were gonna die and you didn't? What if you were gonna kill yourself but you didn't? Why would you kill yourself? Good. If you lost everything, what's losing everything? The love of your life, your soulmate. Oh yeah. Why didn't you kill yourself? The dog's hungry, and that was it. It was a jumping off point for this man to be like a verbal vigilante, to be angry at the world. It was never meant to be such a study in grief. But after the first season, series, if you're English, I am English, I say season. I say season, right? Not to be all American, but it sounds bigger. Yeah, series is 6.5 hours. A season could be 22. It's not, it's 6. After first, people would come up to me and say they identified with it and they were grieving, and I realised that everyone was grieving. And then I thought I had to treat it respectfully. So that's why he didn't snap out of it and all that. So that was the initial idea. A man who was angry with the world, who didn't care about the consequences, so he could say everything. And that's where the comedy came from, that we were living vicariously through this man's candor, because we all wish we could say what we wanted. And we bite our tongue, or it's the consequences are too much. So that was the fun. Vampire squirrel, uncle. Again, George Clooney would not have a cat called Vampire Squirrel calling him uncle. Uncle, I like it. How hard was it while filming to have Auntie do what you wanted her to do? Oh, that's a good question. See, now Joey's got a similar question, so I'll answer these both at the same time. Joey says, is there always someone off screen giving instructions to Auntie? Joey's a cat too, obviously. Or is a lot of it a natural behaviour? And does she ever ruin a take? Or is she always a good girl? She's always a good girl. Even if she ruins a take, she's a good girl. Always. So, it depends. I don't really want her to do tricks, but even wanting her to walk into frame at a certain thing, that's a lot to ask. So her dad and her trainer, Ash, what he does is, if I say, I wanted to jump up onto the couch and sit next to me, he'll put a little mark, he'll show her the mark, which she knows because she's got conditioned, like a little bit of wood or something, hide that on the couch, and then go to it, right, do that 3 times, then when it's time, he tells her, and she goes to it, it looked like she just jumped up. And that's about as complex a thing as I wanted to do. I don't get her to do anything, because the only thing I wanted her to do was to be a dog, and I wanted it to look like she was my dog. But even having her sort of on my lap watching the laptop, there is someone, her dad, behind the laptop with her eye line, keeping her interested with a bit of sausage on a on a stick, which is how I get Tony Way to act a lot of the time. Now he might be watching this because he was watching last week when I said his body is like a peeled boiled egg. I've said it again. I've said it again. So I've I've emphasised the fact that his body is like a peeled boiled egg, and now I say he acts for sausages on sticks. Good. Oh God, this is good, isn't it? Winding up friends via the global internet. No, but that's good, that. Brilliant. Joey. Oh, I've done Joey's. Yeah, so that's and lots of, okay, frequently asked questions about Auntie. Real name, Antilly the Wonder Hound. How old is she? 10, 11 in a couple of months. How did I meet her? Well, I go to the trainers and I looked at all the things they have, dogs for television, and I thought, oh yeah, I want a big dog, and I thought, I better meet her to see, and I met her on Hampstead Heath, and I played with her and we rolled around, and she immediately, it looked like she was my dog, and that was it. And I said, I don't want to do tricks, it's not Disney, I don't want to stress her, I'd rather, not that he ever would anyway, but I'd rather change it than worry, get her to do something that she didn't want to do. So that's it, that was it. Kristen, did you ever think of another ending once you had the ending set for season 3? Like a sadder or happier one than this? Once I'd got that ending, I was pretty sure, but it wasn't the first idea. Yes, I did think that there could be a much more tragic ending, that Tony couldn't get better or get well or get happy. But I decided against that. A lot of people that came up to me really identified with Tony, and some were therapists who said that they showed it in their sort of sessions, and people really rooted for Tony and wanted him to do well, and they saw themselves in him. And one of them said, please don't have him end it all. And I took that on board, and I see why. So that was out of the question then. And then it was just down to, how things were tied up, who got their story. But to explain the ending, no spoilers. This won't be a spoiler. If you've seen it, you'll understand. If you haven't seen it, it doesn't matter. But the ending is just saying that everyone dies, but not yet, not today. It sort of plays with time. So everyone dies, but in the future, not today. And everything's the same, and life goes on. There's still the trees, there's still Tambury Fair, there's still everyone else, but it's just did you notice the trees change, by the way? Did you all notice that it's like future seasons happening? Yeah. Titch. Oh, that reminds me. Someone reminded me that I said there was a prize for people who changed their Twitter header to the Afterlife poster, and so I did. What I did was I came out of Twitter, went in, and went down my timeline, and people who follow me and I follow, and I went for the first person who had that as their Twitter header, which took a while because, of course, there's a billion people on Twitter, and amazingly, not all of them changed their header for me. So, but after a few minutes, it was Titch's mum, Rachel, who won. So I've sorted out a prize. I mean, I didn't have anything around, so it's nonsense. So for what this is the prize, right? I was going to teach everyone how to draw Lionel the lemon, right? And I thought, oh, I could send Rachel that. I thought, no, well, that'd just rot, wouldn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to draw a Lionel the lemon, and then I'm going to do it again on a tennis ball, which at last, and that's Rachel's prize, a tennis ball. Tits can play with it, I'll sign it and draw a little Lionel lemon. Is that rubbish? Is that a rubbish prize? I was desperate. Right, this is how you draw a Lionel lemon. First of all, just a big smile first, right? Just like that. Then, don't draw the eyes on top, you overlap the eyes like his mouth's over his sort of eyes a little bit, right? And you overlap the eyes. So you do one eye like that, then you do another eye sort of behind it like that, right? And then you sort of do him a little bit cross-eyed in the middle, like that. And that's Lionel. And then no one can ever eat that lemon. Right, so now I'll try and do it on a tennis ball. This is weird, isn't it? This is like some sort of weird program in some sort of institution. Right, where shall I draw it? It's one of my tennis balls. So I'll go against the grain like that. Right, so. Lionel the tennis ball. I'll sign that. Great. Thank you to everyone who changed your Twitter header. You can change it back now or leave it. But thank you. Daniel, you mentioned... Oh, Titch, sorry. I'll come to Daniel. My question is, what keeps you grounded? Because you're so down to earth. Am I? I'm fat and old. That's why. Is it Auntie or something else? I don't know. Well, you lot, I guess, as well. But yeah, friends and family, they keep you down to earth, don't they? You want a normal... The idea is to have a normal life, a lovely normal life. You don't want a weird... It wants a weird fucking Hollywood existence, or... Do you know what I mean? I just want a normal life. Drawing on lemons. How is that fucking normal? Oh God. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. You want to be treated normally, don't you, really? That's the secret. Daniel, you mentioned you have a few ideas at the moment for your next Netflix project. So would you consider these new ideas to have a similar structure to your previous work, or would it be something completely different? And would you still write, act and direct? I think so. I think I still write, act and direct. It would be similar. It's not going to be so mad. It's not going to be like a silent sketch show or something like that. It'll be some sort of narrative comedy thing, whether it's fake documentary or I Are God or traditional sitcom or weird sitcom. But I think, I do like that, half hour, 6 eps type thing. I've got it down to 2. I've got it down to 1 now, I think. But yeah, and Daniel, cheers for all those clips you keep. I know you're probably ripping them illegally. Netflix aren't watching, don't worry. But keep up the good work. It's brilliant. I don't know how you do it. But yeah, it helps me because I wouldn't know how to do it. So I can just sort of retweet your thing you did. This is breaking the law. The FBI. It was Daniel. It was Daniel. I told him not to. So, sorry, mate. Sing like a canary. Oh, this is Danielle, not Daniel. Danielle. If you could only choose stand-up, writing, acting or directing, what would you pick? Oh, an order of preference. Oh, that's so difficult. Because I sort of lump in the writing, acting and directing as one thing, if you know what I mean. Even though different disciplines. And then stand-up is something else. Oh, and stand-up's writing as well, and directing and acting, even though it's me as my name, it's a persona, and I'm saying things that I don't really mean sometimes. So that ticks all the boxes. In one, stand-up for me ticks all the boxes, I think. Oh, yeah, if I can't do all three, I wouldn't mind losing acting, I wouldn't mind losing directing, I wouldn't want to lose writing. So out of those three, it's writing. So in order, it's stand-up, writing. I'd probably go, if I haven't written it, if I've got to do one, if I haven't written it, I'd probably put directing before acting. No, I wouldn't. No, if I haven't written it, I'd put acting before directing. If I'm not writing it, I might as well put acting first, because that's easier. Actors are really annoyed. Tony Way is really annoyed. So I'd put stand-up, writing, acting, directing in the order of preference. Mr. T the Taco, inspired by Lionel the Lemon, could you please draw something on my shell to make Pickalicious not want to kill me? Oh dear. What would I draw? I don't know, I'd just draw a little face. So that stops people eating that lemon, doesn't it? Yeah, I've been talking to cats and dogs, but I just talked to a stuffed cat toy. Yeah, so someone wanted me to mention. Someone wanted me to mention something. Oh yeah, animal testing. Yeah, it's getting closer. At least there's sort of debate now. They're still trying to. The propaganda's ridiculous. That animal testing is necessary or isn't cruel or works. It is cruel. It doesn't work, and it isn't necessary. And they do it emotionally, like they say, well, think of all the things that we found that have been tested on animals. Yeah, but they were found despite testing on animals, not because of them. Sooner or later, you still have to test on humans, and computer testing is already better. But it's hard. They're so ingrained that people believe that it's necessary and it makes it safer. And also, then there's the, the whole sliding scale of what's necessary isn't. I can see why people go, but we might find a cure for cancer. You won't in animal testing. There was one whistleblower, one scientist that had done it like all her life, and said, all we found out is how to cure cancer in mice that we gave cancer to. So that's all that's happened. Finding a cure for a killer disease is one thing, but doing it for soap and mascara, fuck that. That's fucking mental. You're torturing fucking rabbits. You're putting dripping things in rabbits' eyes that are held in position. They're bred for that. Then they're held in position all their miserable life and basically tortured. So a shampoo doesn't sting. Fuck off. Fucking hell. It ended badly, didn't it? I'll show you Line of the Lemon again. Ended on a sour note. Brilliant. So, thanks for watching. Keep watching. Watch it again. The viewing figures are gonna... Everyone who just watched it, just leave it on. So it looks like... I don't know if that counts. Does it show? Do they know if you watched it twice? Or does it just count... I think they count devices and not people who've watched it. Or how many times you've watched it. They probably do know that though. That's probably good. That makes me look good. So just... Everyone who's watched Afterlife, when you go out, just leave it on again. Oh. Alexa, play Afterlife on Netflix. Siri, play Afterlife on Netflix. We finished the series, the third series of Absolutely Mental. They're putting that all together. That should be soon. And then I want to do warm-ups for my new show while Netflix are fiddling around waiting to put Supernature out. I'm over that. I'm on to the next thing. Yeah? Rolling Stone gathers no moss. So, you do the math. Right, there you go. That was a load of bollocks. I'll send that to Rachel for randomly being selected. I might do one again because the signal is not very good. Thank you. Be nice to animals. Tatty bye, everyone. Tony Way. Oh. Tatty bye.